The challenge with Into the Woods is it's not as simple as just designing a fairy tale. James Lapine, the director, wanted to celebrate literature in the visual of the show. I looked at rather old-fashioned kind of Victorian-style books. These gigantic books create the world in which these characters can exist and put something recognizable from our world on the stage.
As you're going through the design process, you just have to keep the pencil moving, you have to keep drawing, just force the ideas out. Private Lives' first scene is set down on the Riviera, and it's a hotel exterior. It's all about relationships and how you're in and out of love. There's a lot of action that's played on 2 balconies. I wanted to give the audience an idea of standing on the pavement, looking up. What I've designed gets smaller and smaller as it goes up, but also leans backwards. So you get the false perspective kicking in. It's a complete illusion.
As a set designer, a lot of my personality is expressed in wood and cardboard and paint. Mornings at 7 is about 4 sisters who are sharing their lives together. The set is this somewhat idealized version of American Middle Western life. One of the things I did is create fairly detailed interiors. The audience only gets a small glimpse of the inside, but you could feel that you were experiencing the characters' lives.
Metamorphoses is an adaptation of Greek mythology. We wanted water to be an element in the set. In Greek culture, water was all for these people. It was what brought them life, it was their transportation, and it very often brought them their death. It's exciting to see water on stage because it's so unpredictable. On some level, I don't want to tell the audience exactly where we are, but to ignite their imagination.
In Sweet Smell of Success, we really have 2 different worlds going on. One is the world of the skyscrapers and the night sky that's up above. And then below it is a world of a complete black void. The great thing about lighting is it can really sculpt an actor, pull them out into the audience's lap.
I love this dirty town.
There's no question that that line defines a certain visual quality to the show. This city at night is mysterious, gritty, shadowy, and at the same time enticing.
With a play as naturalistic as The Crucible, one must create as real a situation as possible. I try to make different times of day evoke a different emotional response. In the courtroom scene, the pressure feels unbearable. And so the light through the windows feels the same way. It's blistering hot sunlight of midday. That quality of light grabs the audience into the picture.
Into the Woods. A lot of my influence is in just observing nature.
Children will look to you.
We're in a mythical world.
and it's a few steps beyond natural. The big challenge is to create this beautiful composition that has light and shadow and dimension to it and still remain focused on the face of the actor.
Careful the path they take, wishes come true.
To treat them lovingly with light.
Oklahoma is about confronting the vastness of the land, about a territory that still had to be tamed. As a lighting designer, you have to have a sense of the prairie, of the open space, of the shifting moods of the sky. The trick is to make everything appear seamless and inevitable. And when you achieve that, it's absolutely miraculous.
I think the costume designer, like all the other designers, is creating a world.
Good day, young lady.
There's a lot that happens in Little Red Riding Hood that is a sexual awakening.
Look at that flesh, pink and plump.
I think the wolves are not talking about just eating her, they're talking about having her. They've got hair that feels like it could be wolf hair, but it could just as easily be a man. Their costumes reflect the idea that this is a human threat.
As a costume designer, so often an actor will say to me, "Oh, well, here it all is. Now I see who I am." In Mornings at 7, the character of each sister comes out in the way they wear their clothes. What touches people so much is that there is something in this play for everybody to recognize in their own family.
Private Lives characters are all fairly upper class. You feel that having fun is probably their main preoccupation. The key to the costumes is keeping it real. Lindsay Duncan's pyjamas are just simple silk pyjamas that she can do what she likes in. Alan Rickman's wearing a period-style tuxedo, but Alan would look great in a garbage bag if it was nicely tailored.
Costumes have to tell you in a moment what that person is feeling, what they're going through, what changes are happening.
Everything today is thoroughly modern.
Check your personality.
Millie comes from a place where the clothing is really simple. Then she comes to New York and she's confronted with the sophistication of the New Yorkers. And all of a sudden she's able to bust out. The clothes mirror her liberation and her excitement at finding a whole new world.